afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda here of Psych, Defender of the Fatherland. But off here's an exciting 1v1 on Angerville. Yes, indeed, Angerville here between, in the north, Goldenpath fighting for the Soviet Union for the glory of Comrade Stalin, and the 10th Tank Corps rolling here at full speed. Holding him up shall be Luvnest, fighting here for Deutschland, for the Reich, for the 6th SS Panzerdivision Polizei, with spearhead, mechanized assault, and German mechanized versus shot rifle, terror tactics, and got motor. So a mix of heavy armor and some artillery of different sorts. We've got double grenadiers there, one pioneer for Luvnest. For Goldenpath, we're seeing double engineers. Whoops, not double speed there, by the way. Double engineers and double conscripts. We've got an MD42 there coming up quickly out on the heels of the Grenadier. Got a larger push up the right flank, but noting here, by the way, he's still sort of shifting one unit to the left side, so ensure, he's got some presence here, which can be a bit occasionally good to have on Angerville, so in case, your opponent, so for example, hard counters you on the right angle, of Angerville, terrible pun, I mean, you can still have some chance of sort of recovering going through the west. We're also noting here, this is actually a bit more interesting to note here, Goldenpath is going for a very early fuel cache there. 2 minutes in the game, he's putting up fuel cache right there on his cut point towards the left there, indicating he's probably sort of focusing more on the western side of the map. So that's quite interesting there. That is quite interesting to note there. It's certainly going to make him harder to harass around the cut point. Of course, also going to feed him fuel so he can that way, for example, take up faster. And certainly again at this early insect, it's going to have quite a larger effect on the game as it progresses. So this could actually be a bit of sort of a tempo changer there for Goldenpath, and certainly could increase the pressure for Luvnest rather quickly. Third grenadier squad, they're arriving. Engineers, more Sandmax here, like good job there. Not there being grabbed. Overall, the grenadiers are not responding to the Rasper going against them. Most of the focus seem to be on the right hand side here for Luvnest. We got the MD42 sort of covering here, mostly guiding towards any sort of flank efforts. Of course, got Bart White basically guarding off the house, meaning he has to go through here, though he could also wire off this technically, thus further pushing troops in towards the MD42 around there. But pushing up grenadiers here, spotting out, ensuring he's not going to get surprised, at least not initially, from Goldenpath around there. Third grenadier squad arriving, further shooting over here. Conscripts and grenadiers engaging with engineers up there with a flamethrower ready to burn out the fascists there from the bushes. MD42 grabbing points there, pioneers grabbing there. Third conscript squad there. Now, of course, he's got double engineers, but he doesn't seem to be using it sort of getting up any buildings, and he seems to sort of use it to sort of grab more territory and get off that early fuel cache. But of course, we're quickly noting here there's a bit of a difference there in fuel between the two. Of course, that's why, of course, since the early building does cost a bit, but I'm pretty sure the fuel cache there also plays a role in it there for Goldenpath. They're going to do 42 opening up, suppressing those bloody conscripts. More Sandmax here, barbed wire being laid down even further, sort of further to make it hard there for Luvnest to make use of the train here that is being modified to the favour of Goldenpath. Good job there, by the way, good job there. Not a lot of players in here trying to sort of make use of barbed wire, but here we see Goldenpath making use of that and Sandbags to an aggressive extent. Of course, Luvnest does also make some use of it. We got a sniper following up here on the heels of the third grenadier squad, so that's a pretty heavy tier 1, but one that can bleed out Goldenpath under the right circumstances. Troops moving ahead again here. Luvnest does not give up lightly here and keeps on sort of trying to pressure Goldenpath. Also a bit of barbed wire here tonight, cover around the wreckage. Music has been lost here, so sort of flanks around again. Sandbags up behind the barbed wire then. Gute Arbeit, bit of barbed wire there all of a sudden. Seems a bit more curious. But there you go, grenadiers. We're basically all around there. Luvnest should have had the other grenadiers squad there to support the first one. Instead, though, here Goldenpath basically rushed it with all his men on the west side and quickly pushed them off. Getting further behind Luvnest's line here, looking a bit grim there. MD42 remains here. Bit risky spot there. Got the support bomb company up here for Goldenpath. He could perhaps try and rush for a tank Reaper tank command or mechanized armor company soon, because he's actually going to have the fuel in a few moments, in which case he can probably quickly follow up with some up if he wants to. My apologies there. But we do have Luvnest himself taking up now around the 5-minute mark. Cuts with there getting sniped in the face. Pop their grab as well. And there we go. There we go. 5 minutes into the match. he is already building his tankery battalion command. So I mean, that's a definite little difference there between the two sides. Of course, it's going to take him some time, but even then he could, for example, actually rush out an AA half track very quickly after his up sort of applied pressure to Luvnest. And also there we go, cutting off Luvnest from a fuel point. Cheeky and bold player there from Goldenpath against so many sandbags. I mean, really, it's so surprising considering how he was initially in the game. I mean, no one really made it, but now it's rather common to see for a lot of the more experienced players. So nice to see then, just sort of a fun comment. There goes Sniper sort of trying to play with the Russians. Lieutenant Jürgen doing his best there to kill out the Russians with his scoped Gewehr 43. Though he did wish he'd been given a Kar 98K. Like to make a nice company up here. Half track Panzer guns here could be a sort of initial thing to go for, but of course he's going to get hit with vehicles soon enough, so of course he's going to have to get a Pack 40, but of course I suspect Luvnest might not be aware of that, because again it's rather rare to see a Russian player rush so hard there for the tank advance command, and if Goldenpath plans it correctly, he can probably throw Luvnest off quite a bit, and could that way sort of get a advantage on several levels. They've sort of more pressure on the left side, even as he's sort of struggling to gain back control of the right hand side. He is pushing into the west side, sort of trying to return the favour against Goldenpath. Also noting a march there and a half check, good. That can actually make it easier for Luvnest to sort of partly reinforce, push forward so he can reinforce the front line, but he can also react better by, say, for example, if he wants to do that, stuff troops into the half check, sort of rush them left or right. That way he can respond to sort of any aggression on the right flank, but then quickly ferry troops back to the left flank to continue pressuring there. And we got a second fuel cache up here. Goldenpath, not even 10 minutes have passed, and he's got 2 fuel caches up. That's definitely going to lead to a notable fuel advantage. Plus, of course, the Rational versus Luvnest fuel is definitely going to have an effect there. So that is very interesting to see there. That is a very sort of aggressive rush strategy there from Goldenpath. We got the 251 moving up here for Luvnest. And just getting cut down. Looks like he is aiming for a T-70 maybe. I'm not seeing any sort of sign of half check. Otherwise, again, could have gotten that one out already with an AA mount and really begin taking Luvnest to time. Looks like he's aiming either for a T-70 or the T-34-76. There's in a bit of trouble, getting shot and getting burned. But of course, the half check here allows him to reinforce the front line, though he's a bit too close to the enemy there, though. He simply suffers too much damage to keep up pace. And he moved a bit further away there from the enemy. He might be able to sort of pull it off right there. There you go. Anyways, half getting off some good kills there. The machine gunner gunning down 3 Russians. Good arbeit. Also a fun fact there about German half tracks. The gunner basically at the front there was also essentially the commander of the vehicles, which was a bit different from how most other armies sort of operated with their half tracks. So basically all infantry sort of just operate the machine guns, and there's not really no coordination at that level. So, little fun fact. Sniper getting off a good kill there. 11. Russians certainly being up. There's definitely a lot of dead people here around the sandbags. We now see here that Goldenpath, again, having sort of focused a lot here on sort of quick rushing armour, doesn't quite have as many troops in the field to sort of hold it, and he is getting a bit pushed back, but he's probably betting on that T-70, of course, being able to throw back. Had he gone for an air half track, he would have done so sooner, plus allowed himself to reinforce the front line, making it even harder to push off. So I'm not entirely sure that sort of T-70 rush was the good idea. I think actually an air half track rush would have been better. Of course, Luvnest could of course then reacted fast with the Pack 40, but still I think would have done a bit more damage, plus made himself harder to remove from the battlefield. Of course, he could always follow up with one because, well, he's got 2 fuel caches. A nice push back on the right flank, T-70 rolling up there with his 45mm gun, engineers moving ahead as well. And noting here, of course, Luvnest apparently was expecting some kind of vehicular shenanigans, and he's already been laying down telemines, and of course now that T-70 is up, he's of course laying down further telemines. There's some sharp thinking there. He probably can't get the Pack 40 out soon enough, but telemines can always be laid down, of course, right here. Of course, as the tank moves closer, he does pull away a bit further because he doesn't want, Goldenpath to spot the mines being laid down. That could rather ruin the surprise of assault and the waste of 50 munitions, which is at this stage of the fight is not something Luvnest can afford, not with the T-70 roaming out on the battlefield that quickly. Bit of light skirmishing here. Conscripts for the Grenadiers. No Molotovs here. Shall win this one. Who knows? And we got mines for the kits moving up. They're going to cut the wire and basically go straight for the cut-off point. Map control is beginning to look a bit rough there for Luvnest. Of course, the T-70 also makes it hard for him to sort of maintain it because, his Pack 40 can only sort of react to it at the moment. And otherwise, he's going to have to be a pretty good guess to sort of figure out what the T-70 might be. And even then, it can be quickly sort of avoided from that guy. Goldenpath now possesses quite the good vehicle for applying a lot of pressure to Luvnest. He's about to get wiped out though. Only Anton makes it out of there. The rest, not so much. Mines down here in the cut-off point. Cheeky, but well played there by Goldenpath. And what further response is there from Luvnest? He could actually try and take up. He's got resources there to sort of aim for a support core and maybe a quick stew, give him sort of maintain control of at least one field point. Teasing him striking in. Pack 40 moving up, moving around the telemines. At least that's going to make it harder to the Pack 40 to be flanked. Interesting enough, I mean, Goldenpath has sort of been kept at maximum range at all times, you know, not really gone in for the kills in one time. It's actually ensured his T-70 hasn't actually done any killing. It's done some damage, it's caused some Germans to saw their pants, but it's actually not killed anyone. Interestingly enough. Going there for the fuel cache though, bit of wrench there, might help it at least sort of slow down the momentum there. The Goldenpath has, I mean, now with 2 fuel points and the 2 fuel cache, they briefly had 42 fuel per minute. T-70 they're not continuing up the hunt there. Again, we see he's a bit standoffish there with the T-70, which again could then also sort of further lead to the maybe the AA half-track would have been the better choice, at least that kind of suppressed. Plus, of course, we just used to reinforce his troops, but instead he went for the T-70. That way he could also go on for a quick C, maybe T-34 and take sort of follow up. That way also shielding himself a bit better versus enemy armour. Grabbing most of the map, they're back versus Luvnest. Who is taking up there? Good, good. 4 kills on the 251, the Mittelreichschützenpanzerwagen. T-70 they're rolling ahead. Oh, going to catch those guys. Oh, they make it into the building, making it into the building. At the same time, MD-42 sort of flipping up there, and there's a bit of trouble. Conscripts holding up there, but wire being laid down here further, denying cover there too. Luvnest, good, good. Halfway to Veterans 1, so former core going up there for Luvnest. Stu would certainly seem to be within his grasp. Victory points and fuel points, though, not so much at the moment. Luvnest himself would benefit, I think, from at least 1 fuel cache, maybe 2. So at least maybe sort of catch up to Goldenpath here, who of course himself could consider replacing one of the lost fuel caches. So maybe instead of having both right next to each other, maybe have one up here, sort of a bit further away as well, sort of out of the way. And that's also more likely not to be detected. There go anti-tank grenade on the half-tech, forcing back 5 kills on the half-tech, almost Veterans 1 there. Sending a good job there supporting the Panzertruppen. Panzer grenades, whatever you call them. There are technically no Panzer grenades on the field for Luvnest. He's going to strike in against the grenadiers, constantly engaging as well. 4th there's this Panzer grenade, sorry, not 6th. Anyways. We've got a maximum running here for Goldenpath. A maximum looks like he's one of the suppressive weaponry there versus Luvnest will slow him down. That's one option. Mortars, I think, could also have been a good option here otherwise. Mortars could also be used to sort of smoke out the Pack 40, which I think would have been a very good choice there for Goldenpath. It's actually flown quite a bit of fuel then. It's also not chosen any doctrine, though then again, neither has Luvnest at this stage. And there goes Sturmgeschütz arriving. Sturmgeschütz. Mines they're spotted. Of course, as soon as Luvnest hit the mines, he got a mines over here. Still striking to maintain the map control again. The T-70 in that way is just sort of doing alright. You know, it's not doing, you know, a lot of killing. It's still, you know, forcing Luvnest to be a bit more careful, a bit more compact, to avoid, you know, any units getting isolated by the T-70 in that way, wiped out. But soon with the Sloop though, Luvnest should have some tools to sort of keep the T-70 a bit further at bay. Good kill there against Grenadiers though. Good kill. Another one. Almost Veterans 1. Stug almost ready. Almost. Is ready for use. I wonder what Goldenpath is thinking. He's sort of just saving up for heavy armor right now. I mean, at this stage, I mean, he's basically missing out on an opportunity to apply a lot more pressure to Luvnest if you're sort of waiting for any heavy armor, in which case the Bulletin would get shock rifle and IS-2. That's not saying, you know, he can't get it, but he probably should, you know, try and get out some more armor before that, because it's basically giving Luvnest in the meanwhile a lot of time to get up, because again, this is basically a lot of resource. In fact, that's more or less 2 T-34s up, which otherwise should have applied a lot of pressure to Luvnest, which aren't applying a lot of pressure to Luvnest, meaning Luvnest is basically
facing a lot less on the battlefield than he could, which gives him more time to practice with the rest of the forces. I mean, there's some things to consider. In fact, we note here, he's got a lot of resources, but at the same time his force is much smaller. I mean, in that terms of population, you know, Luvnest got a lot more on the field, twice as much. So I mean, there's a notable difference there, a notable difference. And you see by getting cut down by the Stuke's mighty gun and machine gun. And that's basically also one of the reasons you have to be careful about, you know, floating resources. T-70 knocked out as well here by the Pack 40. Finally, it is gone, leaving behind only the infantry again. And Goldenpath seems very intent on going the path of the ISU, but that only strengthens Luvnest's hand for the time being. And again, can sort of crush out the rest of the forces here that Goldenpath has on the field in the meanwhile. He is getting a few guns from these, you know, try and sort of hold things up, but I do feel like it's a poor decision. We've got barbed wire on the other side of the sandbags. Now, no one can use the sandbags. No one. Shoot, they're bombarding away. Mines, they could be careful there with the conscripts. I mean, if the Duke sets it off, that could look badly. Rushing at the Duke machine gun opening up there. Doing a bit of damage to their main gun mount, trying to get some kills. Anti-tank grenade penetrates but doesn't do any sort of engine damage. More conscripts moving in. There we go. Gunner Fritz cut down one, and of course more got killed there by the main gun. 6 kills down the Sturmgeschütz, 6 kills. 5 still on the half track, pulling back the Sturmgeschütz, damaged engine. More troops moving up. He's basically giving up the left side for the time being here. Goldenpath sort of striking down the right hand side now rather aggressively. Centre up, by the way, not seeing any action. I mean, he could sort of try and flank about there. We got a mortar now running here for Luvnest, artillery being added in there. Maxim hiding out there, not really doing much, not supporting his own advances. Stuke, though, is going to need some repairs, but nothing critical. And of course, one thing it's also considered with Luvnest could be, you know, trying getting a flame projector there for the half to, you know, burn away at the Russians a bit further, increasing the anti-infantry damage you can do. Comes then another sandbag to replace the one they can't get to, getting cut down the process. And of course, now there's no real anything on the left side. There's just basically Luvnest grabbing some territory there pretty casually. No worries, there we go. And it's hit up on the Maxim. Mortar rounds lands in nicely, killing out poor Mikhail and Vladimir. Quick rifle grenade here. Attempt. Oh, there we go. Leaves many, oh, a few dead. Many wishing they were dead. And again, it really seems like Goldenpath is aiming just for the IS-2. And again, he's got so many resources. Could easily get a tank before out of that. And still have the IS-2 ready more or less at the same time. So I rather feel like here Goldenpath is missing out on a lot of opportunities because he's gotten too focused on the IS-2 already. I mean, be careful about something, you know, tunnel vision due to heavy armour. And there goes 6 kills on the half track. Veterans who won. Infantry awareness. Luvnest here could aim for another Sturmgeschütz. I mean, a pair of Sturmgeschütz tends to be sort of a nice little functional unit.
Enemy forces are securing
but of course, I'm not planning an Ostwind as opposed to Panzer IV. Cover destroyed there by the might of the Sturmgeschütz.
Anti-tank gun has arrived.
So many sandbags around the barbed wire. A little sandwich, if you will, though rather a harsh meal if you were to try and consume that one. Party's a bit of trouble of getting further sort of action here in the centre right. Because they're being stopped by the Maxim again, got mortar firing down there. Another cell slaughtered by the mortar bombs going through the roof and windows. Stuke pushing back conscripts there. Fear gun rolling up, still trying to deal with the Sturmgeschütz. IS-2 there, ready now for Goldenpath. He's got the manpower, he's got the fuel. There we go. IS-2 out. He could actually quickly follow up with a T-70 who wants to, you know, further again, a pressure to the infantry. Or he could go for an A half-track rather soon as well. I mean, there's plenty of options there for Goldenpath, you know. You just be careful not to getting too focused on the heavy tanks. Sniper there getting a good hit there, slowing down the conscripts. Stuke firing off more covering fire. Russians rushing straight, and there we go. Fear gonna bring up, so IS-2 continues ahead. Duska on the way. Right flank, not too much action they're gonna just hang about. Got the MG-40 about to stare down the barrel of the IS-2. Not really what we wanted to do. There's a man out in the open. And Stoop there, outmaneuvered by conscripts. Luvnest left without any real influence support, and there go easily dealt with. Could have had a bit better. He might even lose the Pack 40 here to Goldenpath. That would be pretty bad, pretty bad. He's still got one left though, but that could still be a weapon there handing up in the hands there of Goldenpath. Except he's not got any troops they can use without sacrificing the entire squad.
Territory is out of contact.
Oh! Oh, that was bloody clever there. Bloody clever. What he did was he basically merged the conscripts with the engineers, got the engineers up to full size, and then he used the engineers and sort of grabbed the Pack 40 and get away with it. That was pretty clever. I mean, he might not be able to make it. Wait, he actually does. Damn. Not grenadiers. Got it. Still, he managed to push it further away there from Luvnest's grasp, can sort of cover it a bit better here from me, but still, that was pretty clever, pretty clever. Sadly, the conscripts were cut down and retreat, so it didn't work out quite as smoothly as you would have liked to, but points for effort. Points for effort. Just too bad there were some less than happy grenadiers hanging about there on the periphery, ready to ambush any retreating Soviets. Still, would be a good idea to maybe get some additional armor here for Luvnest. Again, could flank around. I mean, for Goldenpath, you know, have the Pack 40 aim versus the IS-2, then quickly rush in with the T-7, sort of flank from behind, clear them out. Or a T-34. Or I suppose he could be aiming for a KV. I mean, they have been getting more popular and could certainly apply further pressure to the infantry, you know, bleed out Luvnest that way, who's by getting a full gun squad. I mean, that is an option, but I don't know. We'll have to see, we'll have to see. CoH2 was now being pulled up here for Goldenpath. Conscripts running about there. No upgrade for that flame half track. Could have been interesting though if it happened. I'm certainly seeing more players making use of it, so. So they're cautiously running back there on the heavily mined road. He's really expecting, you know, Luvnest to go up through here, but you know, he might have benefited more from a mine around there, which is a really good spot to mine. There's their pushback with the IS-2. Good job there, by striking up the right flank, where there's probably not any sort of anti-tank weapons, or at least hoping there isn't. And so far, he is very much stuck to that. Sadly, though, Goldenpath doesn't quite charge ahead with as much speed and alacrity as he could. You see the mortar crew there caught in a bit of a pinch there. Poor Jürgen forced to leave his friends behind before he himself is forced to leave this mortal coil. Stoop there flanking in, maybe. Going to try and catch the IS-2 there, so it's all pulled back nearly here. Goldenpath 40 sensing it, and we actually got here time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is map control-wise, it's close to 50 here for the 50-50, though with a slight field advantage here in terms of points, though, for Goldenpath in a few moments. Victory points, though, it's Luvnest who sort of got most of them, though, still even there, a lead for Goldenpath. Armor-wise, slight advantage here with the IS-2 there versus the Stug. On the other hand, I mean, overall, Luvnest does have a larger force here. Basically, Goldenpath, you know, bet on just sort of saving up for the IS-2 without getting anything in. Meanwhile, rather backfired on him. Rather missed that opportunity again. Basically gave the chance of Luvnest sort of get back in the fight a bit more properly and promptly. So I mean, that guy, you know, that was a bit of a strategic fumble there by Goldenpath. I mean, he could still turn around. I mean, he gets up some T-34 support, the IS-2 or some T-70s. You know, he could turn around, use the IS-2 to sort of draw away attention from any sort of smaller tanks, and sort of flank in, maybe sort of catch the Pack 40s and the Stug off guard, deal with them. I mean, that could very well be an option there for Goldenpath to consider, and might actually work out for him pretty well. Otherwise, another fuel cache maybe up here would be a good choice. Some mortars would also be a good choice, partly, you know, to silence up Luvnest's mortar, but also, you know, just constantly bombard him. Also apply smoke to sort of cover up his own mortar. We're actually noting here Luvnest going for 2 mortars, very interesting. So Luvnest himself adding in a mortar battery there, good thinking. As for Luvnest, I mean, another Stug runners to support the first one versus the IS-2 would be a good job. They get both machine guns, that way they can also apply decent pressure to infantry, so that would also be good there for Luvnest. A few panzer gunners might be necessary, but that I'll probably wait until I lost the Grenadier squad by accident, maybe. Get that mortar crew knowledge to keep up the pressure, push harder for the left flank, you know, try and get the fuel cache. Maybe sort of, you know, try and harass the enemy pace, so strike at the outer side, so it force, you know, Goldenpath to pull away from here, react to there, then sort of strike up here, and then of course react to there, and then sort of further push up back at the enemy base, and sort of maybe try to get a building or two before getting out again. I mean, a few options there, a few options there. Mines for both sides would further be a good idea, though. And of course, Luvnest could try and consider maybe a flame for a half upgrade there for the half tech. That could sort of, you know, that way again, you know, Stug draw tension here to the left side. Again, if you can sort of get that to happen, then he can use the half to strike, get more vulnerable infantry on the right flank. I mean, there's some options there. There are some options there. Both sides could stand to be sort of a bit more maneuver focused, but at the same time they're not sort of rushing headlessly in either, which is a good sign in most cases. And particularly when one side is rushing with the Stooks, you have to be careful about sort of just rushing in. It does require a bit more of a sort of combined infantry effort with the Stooks to make any good progress. But Goldenpath definitely needs to get out some proper armour to support that IS-2, otherwise I don't think he's going to last long. But back to the fight here. IS-2 going back, Maxim covering the north, they're going to be suppressed. Joseph Stalin 2, named after Joseph Stalin, as he was the armament's commissar at that point, after the previous one, Clement Ryzhelov, had been replaced for not really doing a satisfactory job, I believe, or God, not very friendly with Stalin. He himself naming up the KV-1 and KV-2 and so on tanks. There was an IS-1, but that was basically never really utilised. The gun really wasn't adequate, neither was the armour. That was scrapped. Basically, the IS-2 was sort of the first of the IS series to see any sort of actual combat. With the 122mm gun, primarily for its sort of ability to deal with bunkers and entrenched infantry. It could of course deal with armour, but for the Russians that was not really the primary sort of focus. That was rather dealing with infantry and the likes. They'd usually left sort of dealing with armour to more specialised tank destroyers like the H-35 and such. Of course, a later improvement on the IS-2's gun would arrive, sort of could have better performance versus tanks, but still does give us an idea where the Serbs were focusing with their heavy armour. Comes with their vessel grenadiers. Fuel cast their spot in there. You got a flame from the grenadiers, only increasing our infantry firepower here. Right flank not quite well covered here by Luvnest. Mortar there could be grabbed here by Goldenpath. That would be a good choice, I think. When a bit of light actually for Goldenpath would be good. No further armour for Luvnest. No doctrine either. Nothing here with the half track either. Still. Now it's more of a 3/4 split there. And there we go. He did grab the mortar. He grabbed the mortar and run off with it. Liberating it for the Soviet peoples. And mostly for the Soviet army, though. I don't think the Soviet peoples need a mortar. Not much going on the base. I mean, Luvnest could also try and take up, maybe go for a Panther, though that would maybe require fuel cache or two, which you could place around to generally speed up that process. Grenadiers moving up with Pioneer support on the right flank, Stug remaining here. Pack 40's covering it. I mean, he's basically really expecting, Goldenpath to make a larger move in the left flank. And doesn't really sort of want to defend the right flank, it seems. Though it also is a bit hard to sort of protect with Pack 40s here, so I can understand, the sentiment in basically sort of wanting, to focus the anti-tank defense on the left flank. And we finally got a doctrine here. We finally got a doctrine. We have got mechanized. We got spotting scopes there going up. We got a Panther 4 on the way as well. Spotting scopes up on the half track as well. Max is moving ahead. Points there being grabbed. Pioneer sneaking up there as well. But no real response to the action going on here, not to the points they're being lost. Nice 2 moving in again there. And it is as soon as they see the monster arrive here behind the building, from the buildings, they break. At least it wasn't a deep one, but Christ almighty. Panther 4, they're arriving. Panther 4 arriving. No upgrades for that one yet, so they won't be able to get on the IS-2 easily. With the Stug maybe sort of flanking in from behind, he could pull off, but that's still occupied here on the left flank. Panther 4 moving in, no upgrades, Consuls moving in, need to be careful there. Most of the Consuls in there are next to cover, making themselves only easier targets. They go rushing hit, machine gun opening up, main gun opening up. Damaging the Stunga shots. Got off a good anti-tank grenade there. Mortar rounds almost landing on them. IS-2 striking up northwards here. Mine spotted, dealt with. Machine gun in trouble. There we go. Stug got a kill there. The Consul squat down to half health as well. Boris cut down as well there. The machine gun certainly doing its job alongside the main gun. We got the support guns there from the Pack 40s all joining in. There we go. More kills on the Consul squad. Almost got the Stug there with the field gun. Good, good. IS-2 could sort of try and apply more pressure on the left flank. There's no real anti-tank over there. Could get some easier, softer targets. There we go. Heinz has left his mortal coil shattered alongside his body. Goldenpath still flooding a lot of resources, and he could easily have a lot more tanks out in the field. He could easily be swarming over Luvnest, but for some reason, he seems utterly reluctant to even get anything more than one tank at a time, which I can't help really but feel is a very, very poor decision. I have no idea what Goldenpath is thinking, but it's not helping him. Quite the opposite, actually. Platform getting shock troopers, quick smoke grenade there. Should help out a bit, until of course it begins to tag the ground. There we go. Dimitri became the first victim of that. There we go. Further men lost at the machine gun fire as well. Also known as block the arch here with a sandbag fighting position. What some players like to do, comes rushing the building. Overall not threatening the Germans too much, not with the Panther 4 there. Stu being repaired, almost ready. Half track, 7 kills, halfway towards 52. Come on, Goldenpath, you got so much fuel. I mean, you don't build 2 fuel caches, and then, you know, not make use of all that fuel. Not when you can be getting so much more armor up versus your opponent. When I'm really flabbergasted, I mean, he could even, you know, take up and go for an SUD5 if you just, you know, want something else. I mean, that would also help versus the armor here that Luvnest has in the field, but there's just no real decision making now from Goldenpath. Good hits on the Panther 4, down to half health, down to half health. Comes to the flanking impact forces have been caught off. Lieutenant Sergei advances, heroically moving things forward here in his IS-2 heavy tank. Almost got the Panther 4 there, almost got it. Pack 40 firing there, can he get it? Panther 4, can he get it? Ah, missed again. The optics never very good. And neither was the gunner. But there you go, Panther 4 knocked out. Stu, Pack 40 moving in, needs to get out, of there. If only had some more to lay down the smoke nearby, he could maybe do it, but he's too far away there. He's actually called up at KV8 now. Almost got the Stu, but at the same time he's feeding the jumps. Quite a bit of free experience with that little move. I mean, he's done a lot of damage with the IS-2 before, but even then, you know, trading away a veteran IS-2 for the Panzer 4, I'm not entirely sure that was the most optimal decision. Even he does have the fuel tank to quickly replace it. And he finally got something else, of course, the KV8, but you really could have had more armor out in the field, you know, to sort of pressure Luvnest better. Also cover the IS-2 better, you know. Could you maybe use sort of cover up here and at least sort of give the IS-2 more time to escape from the enemy base, but again, for some reason Goldenpath just seemed very reluctant on actually using his building. But bombarding away at the support core with the field gun. Interesting decision. Demo charge here by the end of what remained of some barbed wire. Maximum continued to remain there. It's actually veterans too doing a decent damage there versus the Germans. Russian positions are looking a bit weak at the moment. KV8 still remaining. Of course, got the Stu moving ahead there. Halfway towards veteran 2. Got a good hit in the KV8. Almost veteran 2. Almost veteran 2. Field gun crude here. Sacrificing the unit this time around. Goldenpath is perhaps feeling a bit desperate since he's willing to do that. And again, sensing also the left side is open. He rushes in troops there. Since Luvnest is sort of focused around the base, I mean, in that regard, you know, the attack on the base did have an effective basis, sort of drawing in Luvnest's forces to protect it. But in that regard, you know, Goldenpath perhaps could have sort of exploited things on the left flank a bit faster and drawing away resources from Luvnest that way. But still, you know, nice. Just, you know, if he hadn't sacrificed the IS-2, he could also, you know, spent resources on something else. I mean, can't help but feeling there's a bit of an odd thing going on there with Goldenpath's strategy. Mine's going down there, sort of cover up the road.
Capture complete. Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Luvnest could try and aim for another Stu to support the first one. I suppose he could also be aiming for a command tank. Except he's got too much population, in which case another Stu is a good choice. And we got flame projectors here. Flame throws up for the half track. The Mitraschützenpanzerwagen has become a Flammenpanzerwagen. Look at this, so we can burn the Russians from the safety of a half track. The other Buffet gets hit. Try not to think about that. And there we go. Shock troopers blazing into flames there in a portable inferno. Comes they're moving in. We're going to be rushing straight into those flame projectors. Down to half health, almost there. There we we go, but didn't get any kills there. Should I think a bit too quickly there. Maybe, of course, he's worried about something else. He needs to finish off the half. In this case, their teams have just been mind games. Still no Stuk. He can't get a command tank, or could get a Stuk paying the support armor corps. Can't have Sophia coming by on a surprise visit and seeing the support armor corps in such a state. Disgraceful. There's a lot of trouble there with the KV-8. Even bigger trouble there with the demo charge. There we go, second Sturm gets to rally. Got by the gun of Vegetative Sniper here for Luvnest, 66 kills.
How can we help? Half-track awaiting orders. Assault gun standing by.
Almost ready on the flame for a half-track, which should have pleased, well, line of sight reinforcement rages, but I also believe actually the rate of fire bit gets affected. And there you go, gun support. Sea of fire washes over them, cleansing away their sins and, well, their flesh as well.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
And there you go, more grenadiers, more Stuk. No panzer grenadiers. I would like to have seen some panzer grenadiers there for Luvnest, but there you go. A few casters would also have been a good choice there. So Consuls in the nasty encounter here with the Sturmgeschütz and the Veteran 3 Sniper there, 69 kills. Almost Veteran 2, KV-8 they're still moving around. Not really getting a lot of damage done with it, and particularly not with moving straight to the Pack 40s here. Target weak point, there we go. Still KV-8 managed to roll past it. Engineers bring up to support, or Consuls actually. And there go Incendiary Barrels straight on the Pack 40s there. KV-8, the Darts get knocked out. Didn't really do much. They ended up being a bit of waste resource here for Goldenpath in this case, but Pack 40s there could get burned. So crisp, but there we go, at least one crew does do pulling back here. Didn't do much damage. Ice still arriving. And we got Veteran feet on that flame for half take 11 kills. As parts of Angerville burn rather brightly.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Now so they're crushing through the foliage, the bocage. Stu kaput, that had a rather short lifespan here for Luvnest. And the 4th SS Polizei, so named because it was actually largely formed out of police recruits from the German police forces, who were rather at the beginning there rather heavily overly equipped and sort of, you know, to sort of spread out the troops there. Somewhere moved over to the army, some to form up units in the security divisions, others were to sort of form up basically an SS division. So fun fact there, fun fact there. I saw almost knocked out. Here's Stu Veteran 2, Pack 40 getting up hit, there we go, stunned. Goldenpath again rushing ahead, his eyes through there. He seems to, you know, put so much faith into them, so much attention, but doesn't seem to know how to sort of, you know, get the most out of them. There we go, eyes 2 kaput. Of course, he's almost got reasons for another one, but again, just imagine what would have happened if you just got a lot of tanks instead of just trying to sort of focus on eyes 2s constantly. He would have had a lot more maneuver elements, saying it just constantly sending one big fat target to the packs and the Stug. By the way, we got a bit of Befehlspanzerwagen ramming here. Rolling it at full speed.
Supply sector under attack.
With its Starby 75mm gun. Wasn't completely out of place to see sort of older tanks being sort of refitted to just serve as command tanks. Like some doing normally, some of the SS Panzer Division actually used Panzer fleets to sort of command their Panzer units. Little fun fact there. Half-track could do with some hefty repairs.
Do not let up. The specially outfitted Panzer IV command tanks are now available.
Point secured. Still got that fuel cast supplying Goldenpath with precious fuel. Veteran 2 then is mortar, by the way. Doing good damage there with the fascists. It wasn't quite what Yuri had expected when he signed up with the shock troopers. He somehow ended up being a mortar crewman. There we go, command tank gate. Has suffered heavy damage to mine. there's a field gun nearby. Oh, there we go. Stu pulling away, they're not trying to support here. Despite having the weaponry for it. Maxim flying away a bit pointlessly, to be honest, there versus the command tank. Of course, the question here, what is he planning? He seems to have gone for a special rifle command all of a sudden, but I'm not so sure what his Goldenpath is thinking from it. And there we go, we got smoke barrels going down here. I think he's sort of trying to cover up the Panther 4 there. In which case, nicely down there, can still, of course, attack ground, but might be here the Goldenpath just decides to pull away. Of course, too late. Stu covering up here as much as can, machine gun and main gun. Command tank, though, is rather deep shicer. And there we go, field gun just moves up further. Sadly, he doesn't quite have enough resources. Well, he actually does, but it might not have any time to lay down another pair of smoke bombs. He could try and sort of rush in with a flamethrower hard, but that hasn't been repaired all. You know, he could have rushed the field gun, sort of just scorched it. Troops suppressed here, lots of A5 MG42 doing what he can. Incendiary rounds here, by the way, would have helped out quite noticeably increased damage. Grenadiers taking heavy loss there from the certain mortar. Veterans in 3, 12 kills. Command tank kaput, a smouldering wreck there, burning up towards the shed. And there we go, engineers being burned here by the flamethrower half-track. We're then being sort of cold in front of the MG42, which quickly proceeds to cut them down. But again, I mean, at this point, he doesn't even have the manpower. He's going for a sniper right now. I mean, it just seems like Goldenpath at this point isn't really trying anymore. Considering what Luvnest has on the field, I don't really think a sniper is going to help him much. Not with the flamethrower track, not with the Stu, the mortar, and the enemy sniper for that matter. And it's certainly only going to delay him from able to get, you know, some armor out of any kind.
Well done. We have forced the enemy down to 200 points.
Getting that half repaired about time. Less than 200 points here for Goldenpath. Situation is not looking dandy. We've got the mortars to continue to fire back and forth here. Troops first here with the Maxim. Some kills there, getting some kills. In fact, it seems to have done more damage than the German mortar. Impressively enough. And there you go, conscript suppressed. Pinned down even. No incendiary rounds to the Luvnest there, no incendiary rounds. We got the sniper there, caught by the third sniper. A bit of vengeance there for Goldenpath, a bit of vengeance. And also Premax putting his Soviet sniper there at Veterans who won there. Not bad, not bad. 7 kills in this dude, 9 kills. Grenadiers are catching the Grenadiers, at least attempting to. Left has largely been forgotten here by Goldenpath, at least makes sort of one push to at least hold the victory point here. Car being shattered under the third mortar fire. We got the flamethrower after coming up there. Could try and flank about here actually. Nice open path on the right side. Max moving head there. Ah, 3 to 40 go for the incendiary rounds there. Would have been nice. There we go. Flamethrower attack striking in. Getting behind the field gun. Getting behind the field gun. Probably will be able to get it, probably will be able to get it, there we go. Crew being scorched and singed, stuck to their own gun. For a good mortar, then lands on the flamethrower half track. Certainly a bit of a chaotic situation at the moment for the Russians. They are losing ground quickly, men even quicker. And the Germans are only getting more and more experienced and bigger guns. The situation is looking pretty grim for Goldenpath. Had such a great start, but sadly a certain little thing happened and he basically lost all strategic initiative in a sense. Good sniper hit on the MG42 gunner, but of course the half's been quickly forced up here. Ah, field gun hit.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Gonna do push up to the light machine guns. Full fallback here for Goldenpath, very close to the eyes too. That is number 3. Grenadiers, oh good lord! Only one survivor there, deaf and covered in his friends. There's a demo charge went off right next to them. And Veterans of 3 on the Maxim. Impressive, impressive. Nasty stuff there for the Germans. the Stu moving ahead. Für Deutschland. And there you go, field going wrecked and showing it will fall into the hands of Rush. We've got a sprint here, but less than 100 points, so less than 100 points. Still spending more manpower on the snipers instead of armor. At this point, I think pretty much Goldenpath has given up. Just a bit of pushing here, but overall there's not really much left. And there we go, we got the flamethrower then rushing after the sniper, mowing them all. There we go, GG. GG. That half track definitely paid off itself, though. That's for sure. That's for sure. So there we go, game over. I mean, really good start there from Goldenpath, being quick with the fuel caches, the rapid tech. He just couldn't take advantage of it because all of a sudden he just decided, I need an IS-2. And I won't get in any armor or sort of trying to adjust to what, anything is going on. They're basically ensuring that Luvnest could easily get back in the fight because that was a lot of resource he was floating, ensuring there was no pressure being applied to Luvnest. I mean, that's the danger of floating. That's the danger of just sort of staying up for a heavy tank so far ahead in the game. You basically concede all advantage, all initiative to your opponent by basically going, I'm not going to spend resources, I'm not going to actually apply any serious pressure to you, I'm going to wait for a tank, so in the meanwhile feel free to build up advantage locally, kill out my troops, ensuring that when I do get the heavy tank, it won't mean as much as it could have had I played my cards correctly. I mean, that is essentially what happened here with Goldenpath. I mean, again, when you do have an advantage, don't try to play for doctrinal heavy armor. That is the wrong way to play an advantage like early on. Play it towards more regular armor, then use that regular armor to sort of build an advantage, then call in the heavy armor to work with it. In essence, heavy armor should be seen as the spear tip of a spear, but you need to still need the rest of the bloody spear to make it work. Otherwise, it's just a tip, which isn't really effective. I mean, that's basically wrong here, whereas Luvnest, suffered a bit there, but again, thanks to this, was able to sort of, pace him back in the fight there. You could have maybe less on the gun list, maybe thrown in some panzer gun lists. I think that would have worked out reasonably better there for him, but otherwise, got rid of the Pack 40s, mortars, machine guns, Stooks. The half-track definitely also played a large role there for Luvnest, giving him so much more fortitude on the battlefield, making him harder to push off, and the flamethrower half-track also turned out to be a pretty good upgrade there in the later game. Much more well and more steadily played there. I mean, again, if you are going to play any kind of rush strategy, taking it to its full logical conclusion, do not halfway through go, oh right, I'll just go for a heavy tank. That's the wrong way of doing it. So hopefully people are a bit clear here, because again, I mean, Goldenpath pretty much chucked any sort of good chance of winning this fight early on and quickly out the window, and basically as the game went on, again, his obsession with the IS-2 only hurt him further and further. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it gave you ideas for matches. If it did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers and thank you for watching, and see you all tomorrow. Bye.